just drilled a 3-inch hole through this wall. That is awesome. We got major concrete problems at the farm pool. So it's finally the year that we're gonna get it repaired. Normally I just pump this thing out, paint it, and fill it up and we're good to go. But we finally need to address the concrete issues. We got things like this going on. We got this back wall cracking. It's looking horrible. So we got to take care of it. Also, we're going to be upgrading our filter sizes. So you can see how restricted that inlet to the pump is. And then if I come up here real quick, here's our supply back to the pool from the pump. That just doesn't work. So let's get it fixed. Last night I went ahead and pumped this pool out. So let's go ahead and cut to the footage of that. Shoo-wee! That is some nasty water. I am not swimming in that. So let's go ahead and pump it out. I got a 2-inch trash pump that I just rented from Home Depot. We're gonna pressure wash the walls as it goes down. The trick to doing this is that we're gonna stir the whole pool to mix up all this algae and suck it right out with the pump. Oh, she ain't light duty, that's for sure. We got our trash pump set up. So again, this is a 2-inch trash pump. So the way these works, if you've never used one before, we got our suction line, which is a hard plastic because we're gonna be pulling a vacuum. That is down in the pool. And then we got our outlet line, which is more like a fire hose with a softer fabric, just because we're pushing through that. So first thing you gotta do on these is go ahead and prime them. There's a small cap on top of your pump. These are not self-priming pumps, so there's a giant propeller in here, and that's what actually moves all of your water. All right, basically got the water level up to the top of the hoses, so we're gonna put this cap back on. All right, so we got our housing full. We're gonna go ahead and flip the switch on. Choke is on. Throttle set to minimum. There we go. Give it some gas. Take the choke off. So the way I normally pump this pool out is rent the 2-inch trash pump from Home Depot and then get that going, take the pool sweep and start mixing up the water as much as I can. That gets all the algae and leaves suspended, and then I'm able to pump them out with the pump and then hop in as soon as I'm able to and start pressure washing off while the algae is wet, and that makes it super easy. So a quick walkthrough of this pool. It was built back in the 60s on my family farm. The way they did it was that since my farm sits so close to bedrock, they basically pushed all the topsoil off down to bedrock, formed this pool, and then basically the walls go out at a 45-degree angle, and then they built the mound up of dirt right around it once the concrete was poured. So at the base of the wall, you know, the concrete's probably 3 to 4 feet thick. At least that's what I've been told. It was long before my time. So the current state of the pool is we got stuff chipping off like this. Like that's gotta go. This filter supply line, way too small. We always struggle with algae at the end of the summer. It's been a nightmare, especially without the regular maintenance that this pool really needs. And then, you know, on other walls, we got this stuff falling off. We got that. We got all of this. That's gotta go. This wall is going to be a disaster. So we have a lot of concrete work to do. Yep, see how easily all that comes off? That's just not gonna work. So what I wanna start out by doing is checking this return line to the pump. I'm gonna take my angle grinder with a really thick wire wheel, try to grind off all the paint. So we paint this pool every year, and I think this inlet just has like 60 years of paint built up on it, and that's really what's restricting the flow. I want to say that it's about a 2 to 3 inch pipe going through that wall, which should be plenty to supply the pump. And I really don't want to have to drill a new hole through that. I think we got lucky. So looking at this, it looks like there's a 2-inch pipe in there. So I know that originally this was a cast iron pipe, and then at some point they sleeved it going to the pump house. I really don't know how they did all of this, so I'm trying to figure this out as I go, but I'm gonna grab a chisel and see if we can pop this steel cover off to get a better look. Oh, that's gonna make this project so much easier. Whew, that was probably the thing I was most concerned about on this project, was having to drill through this bottom section of the wall, but we are good. All right, next thing I want to do before taking the pump back to Home Depot and renting a core drill is I want to pull up these bricks here. So these are covering this supply line from the pump, or I guess return line from the pump. So I want to pull these up and see what size pipe we have in here and how thick this wall is to make sure I can drill it. All right, so what we got, it looks like a 1 1/4 inch, maybe, or really probably 1.5 inch steel pipe or cast iron, some sort of union to an 1.5 inch PVC pipe. So I think what we're gonna do is upgrade this entire return line to a 2-inch PVC line. So if we see this, you know, it's coming from here. This is coming from the pump. So the way this line runs is actually it goes right straight back through the fence, and then you can actually see it poking out of the ground there. There's a 45-degree elbow. It comes along, and then it goes right into the front corner of that pump house right there to be supplied from the pump. So what we're going to end up doing is basically drill a new 2-inch hole there, so we get a bigger line through the wall. We're probably gonna have to cut the sidewalk because I'm gonna be renting a mini excavator to bring in and dig these trenches and pull all the concrete out of the pool. And we're gonna reroute this pipe to come straight out past the sidewalk, and then I wanna take it straight down here to the pump. So a little different angle, but we're gonna be able to go deeper in the dirt, get a straighter shot to our supply line, which should decrease the resistance in that pipe and hopefully make it easier for the pump to be able to turn the water. Looks like it's right at 11 inches of concrete. So I'm gonna go run to Home Depot. We're gonna return the trash pump and then rent a core drill so that I can drill. It's probably gonna be a 2.5 inch diameter hole through this wall to be able to run a 2-inch PVC line through it. Woo! This drill is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. All right, just got back from Home Depot. I rented a core drill, as you can see. So I've seen these used before when back when I worked commercial construction, what was that, after freshman year in college. They make it look easy, but definitely the hardest part about this thing is going to be getting it mounted to the wall. I think I got all of the right hardware to be able to do this, but we're just gonna get this going and see what happens. First thing we got to do is mount this thing to the wall. So I need to be able to drill in an anchor, and I think it looks like 11.5 inches, yep, is to the center point of that mark, to the center of this drill bit. So I'm going to measure 11.5 inches down from the hole already in the wall, and then we're going to sink an anchor into the concrete wall. All right, there's our point. So whenever you're drilling concrete, you got to use a hammer drill. It basically drills, and it also has a tapping action like that. That's what actually busts the concrete. So let's get my drill set up. Tap that in. Perfect. All right, let's get the drill on the wall. Let's see what we can do. Again, I have not used this, so this should be inspiration for all the DIYers out there. That's the way I view this project. It should not be this difficult. All right, let me Google it. Okay, I think what I was missing was I just pulled that pin out. Look how simple that is. Put the drill back in. Tighten that down. So now we need to line this drill bit up with that center hole, which is not going to be fun. Alrighty, I think we're ready to drill. I'm a little scared, but let's see how this goes. So we're gonna undo our lock. So now we're ready to go. I'm gonna pull that away from the wall. Let's go ahead and turn our water on. That's max flow, which I assume you can't have too much. Whoa. No way. We just drilled a 3-inch hole through this wall. That is awesome. Look at the size of that hole. I know this is small for these drills, but this is my first time actually using one, and that was awesome. Oh, that was cool. Okay, now that I actually know how to do this, it should be pretty easy. Undo that. Pull our fin out. Boom! It's always easier the second time. Look at that freaking slug. Woo! That is so cool. It just drills right through everything. We centered it up pretty darn well on that pipe, didn't we? Look at that, there's a gap in that concrete too. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. So I'm going to be posting episodes of this renovation weekly. We got a lot of concrete work to do, and I'm going to be doing all of it myself. I got a buddy coming up in a few weekends to be able to help me out. We're going to be renting equipment, and this is just the ultimate do-it-yourself project. So please subscribe if you want to see more episodes. Definitely stay tuned. They're going to be coming soon. On the next episode, we're going to be busting out all of this concrete. I'm going to be renting a jackhammer and a concrete saw to take care of all of this. So I will see you all on the next episode.